Hey there, my friends. Jen Pitto with By the Shore Stamping. Happy Wednesday. Around here, Wednesday means it's Facebook Live Day, so here I am. I have a really quick little project for you today. I'm actually in crazy design mode right now. I have my Shore Stampers quarterly training this weekend on Saturday. It's an all-day event. They do 4 classes, so I designed one of the classes yesterday, and now I'm cutting and prepping that, and then I had to take a little break and design Stamp of the Month class for tomorrow. And then I designed one more today, and then I have 2 more to design tomorrow. So it's crazy design day over here, and this place looks like a bomb went off, even more so than normal, which is pretty bad usually. Hi, Chris! So, yeah, it's kind of crazy over here, but I still wanted to pop in and share a little treat holder with you. It's actually a total case. I copied it from, and I'm not sure if it's Twila or Twila, but Twila Davis, who's another demonstrator, and I was looking for Hershey Nugget holders because I had some Hershey Nuggets on hand, so I wanted to use that. Thanks, Andrea! So yeah, so I was kind of searching out some help because my brain was fried, and I needed a little treat holder for tomorrow's Stamp of the Month class. So 5 classes that I'm designing in 2 days, so it's a little bit nuts over here, but this was a really cute and simple project, and I think you'll like it, and it went along with the Stamp of the Month class, which we're doing tomorrow night in Chatham. So if you're local and you want to come, I posted the picture of those cards earlier today. Super cute, if I do say so myself. I kind of like how they came out. I love the color scheme, very summery. So we do have a few spots left if any of you want to join us and you're here local on the Cape, but if not, you can always get inspiration tonight with the little treat holder I'm going to share with you. So let me go ahead and switch this around so that we can get started. So bear with me for 1 second. All right, let's go ahead, pop this in here. I've got everything kind of pre-cut for you. I do have measurements and whatnot, but let me show you what we're making again. And again, just to reiterate, it's a total copy from Twila or Twila, I'm not sure how to say her name, Davis, who's another Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. She did it with the what's the Daisy stamp set? Not the new one, the older one. I don't remember what the old one was called, but she used the Daisy punch and stamp for hers. But I thought it worked perfectly for my little moo cow. I should have brought the cards over to share with you for Stamp Club tomorrow, or Stamp of the Month class tomorrow. They're super cute, but it's this color scheme. So whenever I do Stamp of the Month, I pick the one color scheme and then I stick with it. So the color scheme is Pool Party, Crumb Cake, Calypso Coral, has a tiny bit of Daffodil Delight in it, as well as Granny Apple Green. So a super fun, bright, and summery color combo. So you can see there's the little treats inside, and that was what I was looking for, and that's how I found I think there's another one, Chris, before Daisy Lane. Daisy Lane is the new one, but there was one that was in, maybe I'm getting confused. There was one that was with the original Big Daisy Punch, and I don't remember the name of that stamp set, but maybe it was Daisy Lane and the new one something different. I don't remember. Anyway, there's 2 that have the Daisy stamp set. But yeah, so I needed something to hold these little treats, and so this is what we came up with. So I have everything pre-cut here for you. I'm going to go ahead and show you the scoring. So what you want to start with is a 2" by 8 1/4" inch piece of cardstock, and it can be any color you want. The reason why you want it to be 2 inches, and honestly you probably want it to be just under 2 inches, because we're going to slip it into the banner punch a little bit later, and those it only goes up to 2 inches. So sometimes if you're right on or just over 2 inches, it doesn't fit into the punch very well. So I would recommend even just slightly under 2 inches for that. But again, this is 2 inches by 8 1/4, and then I'm going to score this at 3 1/2. So I'm using my scoring blade here, and 4 3/4. So I'm going to go ahead and score both of those. Okay, and then that's all I need to do for that. And you can see, so that's where my little treat holders, no, my little nuggets are going to go. I'm going to go ahead first and put my cardstock all the way into the triple banner punch. And I'm going to do this. Thank you, Chris. Daisy Delight. That was the one I was thinking of. And then this is the second one. Thanks for helping out with that. So then we're going to do both sides like that. And then I'm going to use a little bit of tear and tape to hold the nuggets in place.
It's just a little bit stronger. I love it because it's easy to work with. So I just kind of put it down and then you can tear it off. So I'm just going to put 2 little strips of the tear and tape right here to hold my nuggets. And then I'm going to use, I have some milk chocolate nuggets. My favorites are the milk chocolate with almonds, but today I have the regular ones. I haven't cut or prepped for my Stamp of the Month class tomorrow. I was going to wrap these in the pattern paper to match, but I'm not sure if I have enough of this paper left over for class, so I didn't want to cut into it and use it, but definitely you want to decorate your little treats because that just makes it look better. But you would cut this, I believe it's 3 by 1 inch will fit right around there, and I just use a couple of glue dots, and then you can kind of tack the paper around. It just makes it look a little bit more finished, a little cuter. But like I said, I'm not sure that I have enough of that paper on hand for class tomorrow, so I don't want to do that until I've cut completely for class. So I'm going to go ahead and layer these right on top of my sticky strip. I was just going to open that. Did you see that? Let me just take a bite out of this and put it away, put it back in here. Nobody will notice, right? All right, so then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to flip these up. And you can see it just kind of lines up perfectly. So I'm just going to put a little bit of the tear and tape again here. You could staple it shut if you wanted, or punch a hole and tie a ribbon or something, but I'm just going to use sticky strip to do that. So you want to make sure you burnish it. It just makes it come off a little bit easier. And then pull that off. And then I want to make sure it's lined up properly. So do this. I actually just ate dinner, so I don't know why I'm trying to eat somebody else's snacks. It's chocolate. What do you want? So yes, I'm gonna steal a little bit. So funny. I actually have a whole bag next to me, so I could totally steal one, but I'm trying to behave. I've been so bad lately. Yesterday was like the worst eating day for me ever. I was eating everything under the sun. And I don't know why, because I shouldn't have been doing that. It's not that time. But, yeah, so I'm trying to withdraw or refrain here, because nothing but crap right now. Got to get into bathing suit weather soon. All right, so I just snipped banner ends on either side of that one. And you know what? That's not the right size. I'm so silly. Let me try that again. Where's my finished one? I must have cut the wrong piece of paper. So that should be 3 by 1/2 inch. So let me just cut this again. Yeah, see, that was only 2.5. I don't know how that ended up happening, but it did. So let me just cut another one, and then I'll do that again. All right, so 3 by 1/2 inch. There we go. All right, so that should be better because that wasn't going to show. All right, so again, let's try that again. Clearly, I need some chocolate. I'm going to go ahead and snip both of these. You could use the banner punch for this. It's just a little harder to control, I think, personally, when they're this little, because you have to kind of center it in the punch. So I just use the little cut in the center and then corner to corner method. Then I'm just gonna, actually I'm not gonna do that yet because I want to stamp my little cow first. So we're using the Over the Moon stamp set, which is kind of my go-to stamp set right now. Like I said, we're featuring that in Stamp of the Month tomorrow, so that's been kind of on my brain. And this is the pillow gift that I'm making for tomorrow's class. So I'll be making 8 of these. Well, I've got 2 done now after this video, so I'll just have to make a few more later. I'm just going to stamp my cute little cow in here. There we go. And I'm going to use my blends to color. And I'm using I only really use the light Calypso Coral, light and dark Daffodil Delight, light and dark Pool Party, although I don't even think I use that one in this coloring, light and dark Crumb Cake, and light and dark Granny Apple Green. I don't actually use either of these, but these are the ones, I blinged up my blends. These are the ones, the color scheme that I'm using for class, so they're just all together. Alright, so I'm going to use the light Crumb Cake to color in Mr. Cow here. I do all of him but like his little ears and his spots and his little muzzle there, I'll use the darker crumb cake. I'm not really doing a lot of blending on this. I just like the option to have the lighter and the darker color when you're doing coloring in general. So this is not really blending. You could definitely use your Stampin' Write markers for this. I'm not doing any techniques that require the blends other than having dark and light coloring within the image, but you could totally use regular markers. I'm glad you like it. I do too. I actually kind of came about it by accident. This is not one that I pulled from my little book. I pulled the color scheme based on the Teach Me Tuesday video from yesterday, actually. That I just kind of built out of thin air with what was on my desk at the moment, and that was the color scheme that kind of popped out. So when I was designing today for that class, I just stuck with that theme. That's one of my favorite things to do, actually. I love designing that class because I love to make it color coordinated. I don't know why, that just makes me so happy when all the projects match and are all coordinated. So Stamp of the Month class is always that way. My card class at the end of the month is not. It's can be any assortment of colors. So, and it's usually a wide variety because we're using different stamps and different sentiments and whatever. So this class is always really fun for me to design with because I love creating a set of cards with one color palette. It's really fun, and it's actually a really good challenge too. If you've never done that, you should try it. It's really kind of it kind of helps in some sense because you're not open to everything and anything. You can kind of narrow your choices down, which always makes creating easier. I think because many of us that are avid crafters have a wide breadth of things available to themselves, they get overwhelmed because there's so much stuff. So I think that's another reason why I like designing for this class, because it makes it a little bit easier for me and limits my possibilities, which is always good. Hi guys! I can see that some of you are just joining in. Good to see all of you. Thanks for joining me. Ooh, I can't wait to see that, Chris. All right, then I'm using the light Calypso Coral. There is a dark one too, but I didn't actually use it for any of the images this time, so I just have the light one. Just wanted to add a little bit of pink here. So, hello to those of you that are just joining us. We're making a little treat holder for tomorrow night's Stamp of the Month class. And I only tried to eat a little bit of one of your chocolates. I promise I'll only take a bite. So silly. I totally didn't mean to do that. Alright, so now we can go ahead, now that that's all colored, I can take that little strip that we had. I'm going to put a little bit of tape in the middle here. And I'm just going to center that, like that. And then we can take this, and this is just going to get popped right up on here. So I'm going to use dimensionals for that. I actually realized today, I just got an order too, which makes me so annoyed sometimes with myself. I really need to do better inventory sometimes. But I just realized that all the dimensionals I have in the house are the mini ones. I have 5 packages of the mini dimensionals, but none of the regular ones. So I need to put a big old order of dimensionals in. So we're going to cut up the sides here, which is fine because I would use those anyway. I generally, in card class, I will save all of these bits and pieces and bring them home with me because a lot of times, most of the time, the folks in class don't really use the edges anyway, so I just throw them in the bucket and then I use them for my own projects here. It's all good. They all work just the same. Whoops, don't put them on upside down. Oh, goodness. I'm serious. I'm probably going to go to bed after I'm done tonight. I don't know what it is. I'm so tired, and I got a really good night's sleep last night, and all I've been doing all day is wishing I was going to bed. I think all this design work today has pooped me out. All right, so I'm going to take crumb cake cardstock and crumb cake ink, and I'm going to go ahead and stamp that on just a scrap piece of crumb cake. And then through the magic of Teach Me Tuesday, nope, not Teach Me Tuesday, Facebook Live, I'm going to go ahead and hand cut that. I just fussy cut that out. And I'm going to tape that to the top of the little cow there. I'm going to use a little one here because it's going to kind of overlap. So it's going to kind of overlap here and there. So I'm only going to put this on this bottom corner. And the other part's just going to kind of hang there, which is fine. Whoops. So I'm going to go ahead and stick that there. And then what I discovered, it's not an exact match, but it's close enough. So I'm just going to take a scrap piece of Calypso Coral. I'm going to use the little heart from the Dog Punch. This is such a cute stamp set too. I did a Stamp of the Month class with this that was really popular. I actually did it at some of the crops too. A couple months ago, 2 months ago. I think that was in March. I'm going to just take a little bit of regular adhesive, and it's not an exact match to the heart that's in there, but it's close enough that I'm going to let it go rather than fussy cutting it. If I can get it positioned right. Okay. There we go. And that's that. See how simple that was? So easy. So it's just a strip of cardstock 2 by 8 1/4, and then you score it at 3 1/2 and 4 3/4, and you get that perfect little nesting spot for the Hershey Nuggets. And I put 2 of them in there. Again, I would probably decorate those with some paper, but I just didn't know if I had enough of this polka dot paper, because that would have been really cute because it would have coordinated with the cards. And then just kind of assemble the however you want to decorate it and whatever. And again, I copied this entirely. There's no shame in casing other people. I believe it was, I don't know how to say if it's Twila or Twila Davis. It was totally her design. I just edited it to match my theme for my class tomorrow. So there you have it. Another over the moon project. I'm hoping you're liking that little stamp set. It was one of the first ones when I saw the catalog that I knew I had. I love the little piggies, so I need to play with the piggies again. And then, of course, I had to have this cute little moo cow because he's super cute, too. So you could make these really, really quick, really easy. It would be great little treats for kids. You know, maybe a last day of school present for somebody who's done with school for the year, for summer. That would be kind of a fun little treat, too. Oh, you're so sweet. Yes, I hope so. I love to make them smile. That was one of the perks of Stamp of the Month class, too, is we do 4 cards together that are kind of stepped up. So we'll be doing the spotlight technique that I shared in my Teach Me Tuesday yesterday. That's one of the techniques we're doing. We're doing some layering. It's always kind of more involved cards, not always a specific technique. And then, of course, they get written directions for those, which I'll do up tomorrow. And then a cute little pillow gift treat. So it's just a little bit of a stepped up class, but it's really fun. I limit it to 8 people just because it takes a little bit more time. But it is a really fun class. It's a really fun group of girls too. So hopefully if you're local and you would like to attend, I do have a couple of spots left. Just let me know. Otherwise, you can always catch me again next week for the weekly Facebook Live and my Teach Me Tuesdays on Tuesdays. So thanks so much for watching, and if you haven't already liked my page, please be sure to do that. I'm getting really, really close to 1,000 likes, and I would love to hit that soon. So feel free to share with your friends too. Have a great night, and we'll see you next week. Bye!